So we're finally here. PYXIS 12K, 4K, 16:9, constant quality, Q3. So if you want to see how I set it up, join me after the break, or not. Okay, so let's go through and set up the PYXIS 12K. Power on. Okay, so the PYXIS is currently on its side. So what you're seeing there is obviously a vertical turned on the side, but you can change that if you go into menu. One of the new parameters that they have is to be able to change the vertical recording, either auto, lock horizontal, or lock vertical. If you do auto, or say lock vertical, let's do that, and then we go back, you can see it's all the info is now in a vertical orientation, so you can shoot that way. And if you change that back to lock horizontal, then it's changed it back so that it's all horizontal now. But let's go to the monitor and let's just do something quickly. Let's just change the LCD brightness so that you can actually, it's not super bright, you can actually see what's going on here. This is 24, let's bring that down a bit. Okay, so that's a bit better. Okay, so let's go all the way back to the start and set that up. So obviously you got the different resolutions here. I'm going to have to test them out individually, but I think that I'm going to start off by shooting in 8K, because 12K, although it has a higher dynamic range depending on the ISO, I think that's going to just be too much information and too much disk storage space. And also in terms of when you're rendering, with my test before, when I did the 8K render using a film emulation plugin, it took forever. So I think I'm going to stay away from 12K, but I need to test that out. But let's just go to 8K, and then obviously you got all the different flavors. I'm probably going to be looking at either 8:1 or 12:1 compression, so I'll leave it at 8:1 for now. And obviously I can use any of these aspect ratios up here, but I'm going to leave it at 17:9 for now, and 12:1. Okay, and let's just go and have a look here. Off-speed recording, I normally use that. I like doing 23.98, so I'm going to do that. And obviously at this resolution you can go up to cycled background, so you can go up to 90 frames per second when you're in this resolution, which is 8K 17:9. So that will suit me quite well, actually. I mean, if I want to, I can go down to 4K, and then with 4K, let's see, oh, it's still only 90 frames per second. That's okay. If I need to do anything higher than that, I can still stay at 4K and just shoot in a different aspect ratio. Well, we want to look at the dynamic range. I'm going to set that to film. Gamma compression, I'm going to set that to on. Apply LUT to file. No, we're going to leave that off. And time lapse, I don't want that. I'm going to be recording to the CF Express 1 slot. So in fact, I'm just going to put a card in there now. So let's open that and stick that in there. Right in there, okay. And obviously I'm going to let it to stop recording if there's an error. And we discussed that. I'm going to have it at lock horizontal. And monitoring. Okay, so for the LCD, we have obviously, I don't want it to be clean feed. I wanted to have the actual info on there. And so I'm going to have the display 3D LUT on. And obviously I can adjust all these other parameters, but I need to go and set them up first. So no anamorphic D-squeeze for this lens I'm using. Codec resolution, display upload status, I'm not uploading, so that's fine. And then we want colored lines and I want the focus level to be about 90, but obviously it depends on the lens, so I can adjust that later. I want it to be green, that's my favorite. Skin zebra, I'm going to leave that for now. And let's go to the next one. Frame guides, I want it to be 16 by 9. And safe area 90%. Guides opacity 50. Guidelines white, that's all good. Thirds, yes, I want thirds on. I want the horizon on. I want the horizon, and I want, okay, I'm just gonna have to choose the horizon. LCD brightness, we've seen that, we've changed that, and also we've changed the SDI output to 1080. That's if you go to the SDI, there you can change it. So you can change it to 1080. So that's all good there. And for the SDI, I want to go and set that up now. So I want that to have the status text. I want it to be cinematographer, display, upload status. I want it to be the same, green, colored lines, 86. I want that to be all the same there as well. And again, that's the same. And I don't want the clean feed actually. If I go back to LCD, I want to have focus assist. I want to have the frame guides. I want to have the grid. And I want to be able to switch force color on and off. But what I want to be able to do is change that in the button. So let's go to cycle through here, but let's go to setup, and we should be able to assign the different buttons there. Okay, so F1 is, I normally set that to false color, so we can toggle, and that is already set to false color, which is great. F2, I want to set that to clean feed. This is the way I set it up. I mean, obviously you can do it how you like, but I want it to be clean feed. Right, there we go. And so here you can have it on all these different outputs, and that's where I want it. So F1 again, false color, I want that displayed on the SDI as well as the LCD. So I'm gonna, in fact, all of these, I want that to switch when I switch over. Sorry, clean feed on F2, and then focus assist on F3. So let's go back, focus assist, and we want those to be on there. So that's all set up. Let's move along. So auto dim after 10 minutes, that's reasonable. EVF LED, that's fine. I don't have an EVF. And playback all clips, that's all fine. And this is all for streaming, which is not relevant to me. I don't use that, but if you do, then you can go and spend some time setting that up. And like I said, streaming information, I don't have that set up. Ethernet, I don't need that right now. If you're doing multiple cameras and you want to use a Blackmagic app, you can set it up here, but I'm not going to do that. I can set up the password. I'll set that up at a later time. So PYXIS 12K, Bluetooth on. I do want that to be on. I'm going to set that up with the DJI RS4 PRO in a second. And Bluetooth name, it's currently PYXIS 12K, but I want to change that, but it's not letting me do that right now. But I can change that later on anyway. We don't want to reset the camera because we just spent time setting it up. But here's where you can do all these different menu options, like calibrate the sensor, calibrate the screen, etc, etc. But I don't think you need to do it. Oh, that's where you change PYXIS name. So here I will change this to OD PYXIS 12K. There we go, update. Right, and let's double check the time. Yep, the time is fine because we changed that earlier. Okay, shutter, we wanted to display the shutter angle. Because I'm in the UK, I'm going to set this to 50 Hertz as a base frequency as opposed to 60, which is what you set it to if you're in the Caribbean or America. We want to set that to ISO rather than gain. I don't want to use this as a webcam, but if I did, then I can just toggle that. I wanted to do shutter angle, and that's all good. Let's see what's next. Color bars, reference, source, internal. This is for the ATEM, which I don't need. That's again going back to the where we were before in terms of setting up the buttons. At the moment, I'm doing the internal microphone, but I can set that up specifically if I'm depending on the type of job I'm doing. If I'm doing stock, then I wouldn't be recording anything at all, and I'd basically therefore set these to off. But for now, I'm just going to leave them as is. And then you can adjust the different parameters here, but that's all fine. Monitoring, we already set this up. And okay, so let's test out our setup so far. Let's take that off and go back to, so now we're just having a look at something coming straight into the camera there. And let's test our buttons. So this should be clean feed, which is lovely, it is. And this is false color. And you can see now you also get the information on the side telling you where middle gray is and 18% gray is, etc, etc. So you take off false color, and then you get focus peaking here. So you can see just down there on that bit there, it's, yeah, you can see the focus peaking. So okay, let's put it onto the picture, and if we do that, you can see we're toggling on and off. And if you do clean feed, it gets rid of everything. So that's perfect. So that's working the way it should be. It's saying no card because the card is not securely in place. Now it is. Interestingly, I've got a 6K card in there. So let's see if it actually plays 6K footage. So one thing to note, it does not. It says no clips. It does actually have clips in there, but it's not playing any 6K footage. So first thing we need to do is we'll go back to live mode, press record, and let's format. So it's actually showing us the BRAW that's in there. But if you go to play, it won't let you play anything. So anyway, let's go back and let's format it. So hit there, we go to select format, and I can do Mac OS extended is fine for me. If you're on a PC, you might want a different format, but on a Mac, go for the OS extended. Waiting for that format. Right, finish formatting. So that's telling me I've got 325 gig, and that'll give me 13 minutes. That's not very much at all, is it? So let's go back to live mode, and that's 13 minutes, and that is 8K 12:1. If I did 3:1, interesting. Let's see how many minutes you have. 3 minutes. Well, that's terrible. 12:1 gives you 13 minutes. If I did 4K, I can do 6:1, and that gives me 26 minutes. So definitely need to buy some bigger cards, or I'm gonna have to use an external SSD. So I think my preferred flavor might be an external SSD because that's a lot of storage. And again, if we went back to 12K and we did open gate and 3:1, it's saying 7 minutes. Is that right? That's interesting. So it's giving us, okay, 12K open gate, 7 minutes. Okay, but if we did 8K open gate, 9 minutes 53 seconds. But if we did 17:9 or 2.4:1, let's have a look at that. That is a smaller crop. You get 15 minutes. That is with a 325 gig card. So let's see if we went back to 4K and we did 16 by 9, 5:1. That will give us an hour and 13. I think that's quite reasonable. Failing that, like I said, we could do 8K, give you half an hour. So 1 hour and 13 versus half an hour. There's a big difference. But you can also look at constant quality. And if we did constant quality Q5, 2 hours and 40 minutes, interestingly enough. Q3 will give you 1 hour and 52. Constant quality is probably going to be a lot better, because if you are not moving the camera, then there's no need to have exactly the same data rate. That makes no sense. So whereas the constant quality will adjust it depending on the complexity and the movement of the shot. So it looks like constant quality is going to give you a lot more bang for your buck in terms of money for your storage. So let's look at 8K, and if we change this to say Q3, gives you half an hour, Q5 gives you 45 minutes. Again, if you go to 4K, you got 2 hours and 40. If you do Q0, 45, Q1, 1 hour and 13. Or if you do Q3, gives you 1 hour and 52 minutes. So I think Q2, or rather Q1 4K might be the one I would go for. But obviously I need to do tests and see what that looks like, and see if there's any serious degradation in picture quality. If you go to 8K and bring that down to Q5, it's still only 45 minutes. So it really depends on if you want that extra resolution or whether or not you're happy shooting at 4K.
Don't forget, you can also pick up the heavy-duty gimbal L bracket at my website motionpicturehardware.com if you still want to build your creator rig. And you can also pick up other accessories like the LiDAR bracket to enable you to mount your DJI LiDAR in a better position than you can with the current bracket that ships with it. And finally, you can also have a look at some of the PYXIS accessories that I have online if you'd like to get some premium PYXIS accessories. So thanks again for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay lucky, stay blessed.